which is that the stuff that you're hearing about chemical weapons, this is straight out of their playbook.
The United States knows that Iraq has weapons of mass destruction. The UK knows that they have weapons of mass destruction. Any country on the face of the earth with an active intelligence program knows that Iraq has weapons of mass destruction,
which could be activated within 45 minutes, including against his own Shia population.
The choice is his. And if he does not disarm, the United States of America will lead a coalition and disarm him in the name of peace.
They start saying that there are chemical weapons that have been stored by their opponents or by the Americans. And so when they themselves deploy chemical weapons, as I fear they may, they have a sort of a Maskirovka, a fake story ready to go. And you've seen it in Syria. You saw it even in
Georgia. Leaked documents show that the U.S. Embassy has been transporting deadly pathogens and human blood as diplomatic cargo in a scheme where private U.S. contractors working for 3 different U.S. biolabs have been given diplomatic immunity to do so. Shortly after Russia invaded Ukraine, At War Clandestine released a video with maps of U.S. biolabs matching up with maps of the recent attack, suggesting that Russia was securing these top-secret biolabs. Western media claims this is false, but fails to debunk it. And once the video goes viral, the U.S. Embassy in Ukraine is caught deleting evidence of these labs from their website, but not before an independent journalist was able to copy documents showing 11 Ukrainian biolabs funded by the Pentagon. The Russian embassy to Bosnia has accused the U.S. of filling Ukraine with biolabs, which were very possibly used to study methods for destroying the Russian people at the genetic level.
My tea's gone cold, I'm wondering why I got out of bed at all. My tea's gone cold, I'm wondering why I got out of bed at all. The morning rain clouds up my window, and I can't see it all. And even if I could, it'll all be great. But your picture on my wall, it reminds me that it's not so bad, it's not so bad. My tea's gone cold, I'm wondering why I got out of bed at all. The morning rain clouds up my window, and I can't see it all. And even if I could, it'll all be great. But your picture on my wall, it reminds me that it's not so bad, it's not so bad. My tea's gone cold, I'm wondering why I got out of bed at all. The morning rain clouds up my window.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Wednesday, the 14th of September, and we have with me the one, the only, the very left-wing but looking very conservative, Banksy Style Live. What's up, Banksy?
Woo, woo, woo. Yeah, hello. Yeah, all good. Well, all good and all bad. The Queen died, so this is our first show since the passing. And so as you can see, I am at my most patriotic. Yeah, the Queen arrived in London the other day, so lots of people out to see her arrive. We're gonna have a day off, so definitely God bless the King and God bless the Queen. We're gonna have a day off on Monday.
I didn't know you were a royalist, Banksy. How did this come about?
I've always been a loyalist. Fucking love her. Queen's ace, she is.
Have you, or will you be going down to show your respects over the next few days?
Well, the thing is, the place is going to be quite insanely busy. That's the only trouble. And I should have really gone last Saturday or Sunday, but didn't. Couldn't be asked. So yeah, I might go. Definitely, if I go, it has to be either Saturday or Sunday, because Monday is just going to be insane. it's just going to be absolutely insane on Monday in that whole area. I don't know. I might go get a few shots, nod my head at the ma'am, see how it goes. Another bank holiday. Yes. Thank goodness for the royal family. I needed another day off anyway. So yeah. No, I mean, I don't know. It's a sad day to some extent, or sad period. It's definitely an historic. I mean, this is the other reason why I want to go, to just kind of like do a personal stamp of a very historic event. I mean, literally, people lived and died during the time of Elizabeth II and never saw another monarch in this country. 70 years of reign. That's a huge one. And we're living in a time when that torch has been passed. This is unprecedented period of. I mean, if you think about your lifetime, Manny. I mean, you're a Gen X. I think we're about the same age. And if you think about your lifetime, we have seen a almost a zombie style apocalyptic event happen with a world pandemic. We've lived through a world pandemic. We've lived through a period where the Queen of England died. What else? Multiple wars that have come and gone. I mean, yeah, these are some points in history. 1,000 years from now, they'll talk about this day. Maybe 100 years from now. I don't know about 1,000 years from now. Who knows how long the royal family is going to keep going? But certainly, if the royal family continues as they are, and they have been for hundreds of thousands of years in Britain, then yeah, 1,000 years from now, people will talk about this day. So yeah, it's historic. It's absolutely historic. So to just be at Buckingham Palace and say this at this day at this time I was there. It's kind of like being alive when JFK got shot, or when a man landed on the moon. Oh, not to mention 9/11. Yeah, someone posted 9/11. We lived through 9/11. We there was some major serious points in history. So this is almost like the life of Forrest Gump. You know how Forrest Gump went through all those historic moments, and they placed him with all these different presidents and really major events, Vietnam. But we've lived through a lifetime which consists of a lot of key points in history. So yeah, this is it's one of the big ones. Anyway, that's my.
Can I? So we got Hassan. We got Hassan in the chat. Hassan, I have a present for you. This song is dedicated to you, Hassan. Hassan, the Turkish rebel. This song is for you. Could you please type in the chat and let me know what you think of the song? Hassan, what do you think? Let us know.
I don't even think he recognizes this.
Come on, Hassan.
Wait a minute, Hassan isn't in this. He's not in the Speaker's Corner chat. He's in the Manny Cinder. He must be on one of the Manny Cinder accounts. Because I can't see
Hassan.
I can't see him in the main. He's not in the Speaker's Corner. No, he's in. He must be in this one of the Manny Cinder ones.
Okay,
I can't subscribe to.
Okay, Hassan, this is for you. Enjoy. Okay, Hassan's gone quiet. Yes, Hassan, that's the Jewish choir. And we know you are not too friendly with people from that community. So I thought I'd surprise you.
Oh, dear God.
Okay, yeah, Shivites, he's in one of the other channels, so apologies. That's my bad. All right, so let's share something that Banksy shared on his channel, and then we can lay into Banksy afterwards.
I shared on my
He is
channel.
a conspiracy theorist. All right, let's. Well, actually, you should take the lead with this, Banksy, because you kind of did some work on it. But let's play some of it.
Even your most aggressive, paranoid, ignorant, working class Barry at the football, North FC, nothing to do with the Queen, hates Thatcher, hates posh people. Even Barry, who takes his big belly over to watch North FC, loves the Queen. Loves the Queen. Strangest thing in this country. The working classes hate posh people, hate rich people, don't trust this, simple as, enough said, love the Queen. Right. So for everyone who's just joined, no, it's not clickbait. Do you really think the royal family will tell you as a peasant, as a nobody, the same time as they tell Prince Charles and Prince William? No. I have it on very, 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 very good source from someone who may or may not work at Balmoral, that she passed away last night peacefully in her sleep. God save the Queen. Long live King Charles. And if you'd asked me 12 years ago, 13 years ago, 15 years ago when I started YouTube, how I felt about the Queen, I'd be like, fuck the Queen, fuck the Queen. But now that I'm a 42-year-old man, father of 3, I think the Queen did all right. The Queen was maybe the last stabilizing force in this nation.
Okay, so Banksy, give us the background on that, because you, my friend, actually replayed that onto your channel.
Yeah, I saw that in the morning of Thursday morning. Thursday, let's be exact here, Thursday the 8th of September. I saw that in the morning, long before the main news agencies were claiming that the Queen had died. They were all claiming that the Queen was critically ill, that the doctors had informed all the royal family members. They are all traveling now to Balmoral. And so, and that she's alive and well. Well, alive, not well. You know, she's in critical health condition, but she's alive. That was the main narrative of Thursday morning. And Charlie Veitch, on the other hand, released this video saying that no, she had in fact died Wednesday night or early hours of Thursday morning, you know, in her sleep. And I made my video just to double stamp it, to say that I'm not going to get memory hold or gaslighted later on when the news media or the Googles of the world or whoever is going to try and delete this video of Charlie Veitch. I wanted it to be on record, at least in my head, that later on when they try to pretend that she wasn't actually dead and she was alive, that you know, that this video would suddenly vanish off the internet, because we've seen a lot of things just vanishing. They're memory holding a lot of things, things that, you know, you kind of almost doubt yourself. Did I see that? I'm sure I saw that. Now can't find it. So yeah, I did that just for that reason, just so I can't get gaslighted later. And I did say in my video, if he's full of shit, then she'll be live and well tomorrow and days after that, and nothing will come of it, and he'll just look like an idiot. But I actually thought they're not going to tell us until Friday if she had died, actually on like Thursday. But amazingly, within literally hours of that, like I think this was like 11 in the morning, and they announced the Queen was dead by like, I don't know, 1 or 2 in the afternoon, 2 or 3, something like that. It was that sort of a situation.
So, okay, so let me interject here. So I watched your live stream because I was working from home that morning, I believe, and a few things were very interesting when you were presenting all this. Of course, you will forever now be labeled as a conspiracy theorist, and I shall do my utmost best to make sure people are continuously reminded and even I may even have some T-shirts printed saying Banksy Stay Alive is a conspiracy theorist. But nonetheless, you would agree that this Charlie chap was correct, and the next day it was announced that the Queen had passed away. Now,
no, not the next day, the same afternoon.
Right. Okay, but he broke it before the media did.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, when he made that video and posted it live, it was like 11 in the morning, and the media at that point was telling us all that she's alive, that the royal family are going up there. It's just the doctors are worried about her. That's all. By the early evening, I think it was early evening or afternoon, that she'd passed.
Okay.
They told us officially.
So what was very, very interesting about this, that you on your live stream started saying that essentially is what I've been saying, that the whole world is a stage. That was pretty much what you were saying, that you couldn't believe it. You sounded shocked, like, wow, like, they're taking the mick out of us, everything's fake.
Yeah. The thing is, that was my subsequent live stream.
But I didn't hear, oh, no wonder Manny is always kind of questioning anything. Or maybe I should call Manny and apologize. Like, yes, I understand, Manny, why you question everything, because things are a bit up in the air. I didn't hear anything. But your people that was viewing your live stream reminded you, Banksy, have you been speaking to Manny? Now, instead of saying, oh, I should be listening to Manny, do you know what you said? Let me remind you what you said. You said, Manny's paranoid, right? Manny's paranoid, and he's worried about all types of things. And then you went to the lowest of the low level. He believes in chemtrails. Gobble, 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 gobble.
Actually, I did say you believe them. I know you believe them. I said that you're obsessed with chemtrails a little bit too much.
You did. But now, Banksy, you are now become the ultimate conspiracy theorist. They will write books about you.
No, what I said was, I think you're vastly misquoting me, but nevertheless, I know you liked the whole show. And this was, by the way, this wasn't the reply that I did that day. This was I don't know, Saturday, I think I did the live stream, or Wednesday, Friday. It was either Friday or Saturday night. One of those times when I did the show, talking about, I mean, I started. My question wasn't about whether the Queen died, Wednesday night or Thursday afternoon. It wasn't. It's somewhat of an irrelevant, scenario. Who cares? When she died, she died. That's it. But the point is that every national media agency, every media agency, doesn't matter, your right wingers, your left wingers, your Fox News, your GB News, or your BBCs and ITV and Channel 4, they all are telling you with a straight face, no flinch, not a quiver in their voice, that the Queen died Thursday afternoon or Thursday early evening or something like that. Even though I know, we all know, the BBC anchors had black suits ready to go that day. And people afterwards, you see, because they were so ready to go, people had to then start to justify that. They were like, oh, no, this was well known and it was welcoming. I'm sure they all had these suits sitting in the rack in the BBC studios ready for the potential, eventual time. No, they were told Thursday morning the Queen had died, but you can't announce it until Thursday evening or early evening, because the royal family have to all be there and confirm it. With the government, prime minister and all the government mechanisms of the government have to know and prepare first. So you fuckers, the news agencies, especially the BBC, which is the first one that would I think was the one who announced it, you all have to stump until we finish the shit we need to do. Then when we give you the go-ahead, you go ahead and announce it. So they had the whole morning to get their shit together, to get their clothes, to get their shirts and jackets and whatever. And then in the early afternoon, they would then announce it and then all look all somber. That's what it was. It's so obvious that that's what it was. But the fact that they look you in the eye, piss on your head, and then tell you it's raining is the part of this that I'm curious about, that I'm interested, is how easy they lie to you. How just, it's like breathing to these people. They
Ooh,
lie to you like breathing.
careful, Banksy. Are you questioning things, Banksy? That's not very atheistic. Believe the science. Believe the media.
First of all, no,
Believe.
atheists are the first skeptics. They're the ones who tell you when you believe in
Yeah,
some
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
fairy
Yeah,
tale
yeah. God,
that a
this is
mullah
what
or a
atheists
priest
is.
tells you
God
not
gave
to
me
believe
two
them.
arms. God gave me 2 arms so I can get 1 injection, 2 injection, and he gave me 2 butt cheeks so I can have booster 1 and booster 2.
And yes, in that stream, I may have questioned some of the other things. If they lie to you about this, how easy
Welcome
do
to
they lie to you
intelligence,
about everything
Banksy.
else?
Welcome to intelligence.
Now, one thing I want to say in that video, I did say that I encouraged my brothers to take the vaccine. In fact, I didn't encourage my brothers because I told my youngest brother, who is in his 20s, not to go for it because he's young enough to recover from it. He doesn't need it, and in fact, it could have worse adverse effects on him. And as far as I know, he never did. He never took it because he doesn't need it. He's in his 20s. You don't need it if you're in your 20s. My middle brother, sorry, he and his wife, they've all taken it and the boosters because they're as blue pill as they come. So they are like proper full on blue pill. They think I'm fucking. They think I'm like you, Manny. In my brother's eyes, I am the conspiracy theorist, black sheep in the family, like Manny.
What? What?
And that's how incredibly blue pill my brother is. But yeah, him and his wife both got the jab. Admittedly, from what I understand, their son, my nephew, who is well, he's below the age of 10. Let's put it that way. I'm not going to give specifics, but I don't think they vaccinated him. I don't think they did because they themselves were also worried, and it didn't match up with the science to vaccinate a child which has a 99.99% of recovery. And actually, my nephew did catch COVID and recovered anyway, so he's got the antibodies.
Before you go on and start telling us your genetic and family history and how you rode over all the way from Iran, let's move forward to this video here, following on from the Queen. So this chap, I won't play the sound. Now he questions the legitimacy of when the Queen passed even further by having a look at the photographs, and he basically his argument is that this is essentially a still, and Truss has been photoshopped in. He goes into a lot more detail. You guys can, if you want to have a look at this video in detail, you can do. He's basically saying that these 2 hands of the Queen is exactly the same hand, and the only difference is the bottom finger has been moved in a certain way. It's all, look, you know, I'm just presenting it as information, as something that's interesting. I mean, this for me is the same hand and the watch is on the same location, so I don't even believe that. But it's a very interesting concept, and the reason why I basically brought it up was in relation to Banksy's conspiracy, which I think he should be labelled a conspiracy theorist moving forward. But any thoughts on that, Banksy? Do you think that the Queen may have passed away?
You mean she passed away actually before? Oh, so you're saying that she passed away, in fact, on Tuesday, and that
that guy is saying. I'm not saying the guy is saying.
But I mean, no, I don't think so. I mean, I am surprised at why there isn't videos of this rather than just a still photo. I'm sure there must be a video of it somewhere, but there was plenty of people in that room. I'm sure there was, obviously the photographer, possibly other people working for the royal family. Boris Johnson was there as well. From what I understand, I don't know. I don't think that's necessary to go down that line that she actually died Tuesday, and because Charlie Veitch said it, he has a very good authority for someone who works at Balmoral. He knows people who work there, and I would take that Charlie Veitch's source much more. I think he is far more reliable than these guys who want to pretend that this is all photoshopped and all that jazz. I don't see any reason for that.
Yeah. I can. Yeah, so this is why I have limits on discussing these things, because it does kind of cross the barrier. So I'm with you on that one. But one final thing on the Queen. This was a video created by Open Your Eyes UK. He posted it on Speaker's Corner. So let's play this. And this apparently shows the prediction of the event of the Queen passing.
Oh God, a Simpsons thing.
Done it again.
This music is really loud, so.
Yeah, it's just the way it's been done. So that's the
Of
Queen
course,
being portrayed there.
for
I'm sorry about
copyright
the slice. I can't do anything. So
Now, what's
apparently that says 8th of the 9th, 2022. So the what they're saying basically there, that says 8th of the 9th, 2022, and that is obviously the date that the Queen supposedly passed away. Open Your Eyes UK, how old is this Simpsons episode? Can you confirm that? I know Banks is going to have a field day with this one in a second, but just if you can confirm how old is this episode, and then we'll unleash Banksy on your video. Just confirm it. Okay, he'll confirm it in a second. Banksy,
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, first of all, the Simpsons have made, I don't know, they've been making they've been making that show since the 1990s. They've had 30 years of content that these shows have covered. So they've covered everything, and there's so many of these Simpsons predicted this, Simpsons predicted that bullshit. Now, don't get me wrong, the fact that the Simpsons did a cartoon of Donald Trump coming down escalators. Now, I've heard that some of these episodes that they're talking about that it was in the past are actually not in the past. They are actually after the event that took place, like the Donald Trump one coming down the escalators. So these are actually episodes after the event took place, and they're claiming that they're previous episodes, because most people don't go and check 30 years worth of Simpsons footage, are they? I don't know what are they on their 40th season, some crazy amount like that. So they've made so many Simpsons episodes that there's bound to be coincidences in there somewhere. It's like it's called confirmation bias. People find evidence for the things that they want to find evidence for. So I don't see that. And besides, if Charlie Veitch is right, the Queen didn't die on the 8th. She died on the 7th. So these guys are full of shit.
But they announced it. They announced it on there. But anyway, fair enough. But another thing that was very interesting. So we see that everybody's being forced into a bank holiday situation, and many businesses, mostly corporations, will be closed as well, which favors a lot of people. So I'm not begrudging that. But what I found rather odd was Center Parcs. I don't know exactly what area of the UK Center Parcs is located, or multiple destinations.
Yeah,
they turned around and told holidaymakers currently on holiday in their parks and said, you will have to leave on the day of the funeral and then check back in the following funeral. And obviously people went ballistic, like, what the hell is going on? And they did backtrack. I kind of thought that was a bit OTT, asking people to leave and come back. Why would they even do that, Banksy? Can you shed some light on that with your Union Jack?
Well, as far as I can guess, obviously I don't know the details, but Center Parcs is multiple locations, but also they have water features which would require lifeguards to be there, and so they can't risk having someone injure themselves or maybe potentially die without staff, and they can't have staff members working because they have to respect the fact that some staff members may wish to take that day as a day of mourning for the whole nation. So what are they supposed to do? If they have people on their ground, on their grounds, then they're responsible for them, and they're responsible for their catering, because this is an enclosed environment which provides everything, food and drink and everything for you. These are not, you can't just wander into other shops from Center Parcs. It's a massive, like going into like Disneyland. You can't just pop out of Disneyland for 5 minutes down the local chippy and then come back. And so if they have to close the restaurants, they have to close all the pools, they have to close all the facilities because the staff have to take, have to be able to take that day off. Then if anyone has an accident, Center Parcs is liable on their ground. So, I mean, I don't know about them checking out and checking in. What they could tell everyone is you have to leave the grounds for that day in the morning, and then in the evening, we'll have a skeleton crew where you can return to your cabin, but there'll be no facilities available, no food, no drinks, nothing. You can leave, get whatever you want, spend the day out, come back in the evening, and we'll have like one or two people just to make sure people are checked in and all that. But that's it. They'll have I mean, they could have done it that way. I don't know, but either way, you got to realize that day off, that Bank Holiday Monday, is not just for selected people. It's for everyone in the country, and so those Center Parcs staff maybe wish to take that day off too. They have the right to do that. They're not supposed to be your slaves because you're on holiday and they have to work for you. They are human beings. To me, I think this is first world problems. This is classic first world problems. I'm on holiday, so why should I give up on my holiday when those poor fucking staff have to basically cater to me because I'm a fucking selfish asshole? Like, dude, think about everyone. You're muted, Manny. You're muted. And besides, I also want to share something as well. I do have one video I'd like to share.
Okay, fine. You can share it after this. So moving forward, sorry for being on mute. So this is a video of an Indian police officer who has been recorded and caught accepting a bribe. So if any of you want to see how bribes are accepted by the Indian police, you are watching footage of a Punjab police officer, I believe, taking a few thousand rupees and kindly letting everybody know, make sure you're not recording, has a smile on his face, and will now pocket the money. And obviously he's been sacked. So my point in raising this is that this is a very, very common occurrence in India and obviously countries like Pakistan and Bangladesh and I'm sure in the Middle East as well, and even Africa. This is a common occurrence. There is no law in countries like India. Law is for the rich people because the rich people can outbid you. They can give the bribes to the officers, to the judges, to the teachers, to whoever they need to get away with absolutely anything. In fact, doctors treat those family members better who, if they know or have received a few thousand rupees before they, before they start treating the patient. So, be glad of the country and the system that you live in, and realize that you should be protecting and wiping away any type of, how can we say, corruption, because if that type of corruption comes into your country, into your system, you will never get rid of it. Look at India, it's a shithole. Banksy.
Hold on, sorry, why is my microphone constantly dropping? Okay, is my sound must have been really low up until now. I don't know.
No, your sound was fine.
Okay. I don't know if is it bad now or is it better? Is it okay now?
Yeah, just as good, mate. Just as good.
It hasn't changed. Okay. Yes, because this thing keeps lowering my microphone volume and it just drives me nuts because I'm constantly battling with StreamYard and it controls my microphone volume and it keeps messing with my shit. Anyway, okay. As far as India being I mean, most countries, not just India. This is worldwide. The thing is, it's not like that we're exempt from that sort of thing in this country. It happens in this country. It happens on different level, though. It doesn't happen in that sort of blatant way of handing over cash to someone. It happens in subsidies. You think your politicians are not taking bribes like that? They're just taking it in very different ways. They have a corporation promise them a cushy job. Look at all the politicians that are retired. Nick Clegg works for I think Amazon. Tony Blair threw a £3 million wedding for his son, a man who's as prime minister is supposed to earn about 180 grand a year, on 180,000 pound wages a year, plus supposedly to be taxed there. How did he afford to throw a £3 million wedding for his wife, for his son? It's because this is all kickbacks. I will, throw in this policy. I'll put in this law. I'll do this for you. I'll give you guys subsidies. You rub my back. I rub your back. You rub mine. That's how it is anyway. It just doesn't happen in your face. That's the only difference between India and Britain and America. Is just there isn't a guy taking cash directly off you. The plebs don't get to bribe. That's the only difference. The peons, the lemmings don't get to bribe. The rich, the ultra rich, get to bribe still. They still have that system going. They just don't do it in your face as so obvious. That's all it is. It's just the way they do it. In America, it's all about elections and election funding. That's how the politicians make their money in America, because of through election funding. It's so obvious. Everybody knows that election fraud and election funding is what what the corporations use to bribe politicians, to bring politicians into power that will then bring in laws to suit those corporations. So it's the most obvious thing that's happening in America. It's not. I don't believe it's that much different. There's just the tactics are different, not the actual result. The result is the same, except you and I don't get to bribe anyone. We have to pay our fucking dues. we get shafted. It's just as soon as you're at a certain level, then you get to properly be able to do the bribing. So yeah, let me play this video. This is another one that I want to play. This is a young, fresh-faced Liz Truss when she was a twinkle in her daddy's eye, and she was a fresh-faced would-be politician. This is the what do you call it? I don't know. I mean, the duplicitous, the lying bastards that are politicians.
No sound, Banks.
Oh shit! No sound.
No
Bugger
sound.
me. Why does it do this? Okay. Try it.
Can I sing a song for everybody?
No, do it. I'm ready. Let's go.
I'm not against any of them personally. I'm against the idea that people can be born to rule. That people, because of the family they're born into, should be able to be the head of state of our country. I think that's disgraceful.
Yeah, and let me one more. And by the way, this is the Guardian digging into this girl.
Liz Truss is the new boss of this place. But what are the 3 things that Liz Truss would rather that you forget? Well, she was a member of the Liberal Democrats.
We Liberal Democrats believe in opportunity for all.
So it's actually much more centrist, dare I say, woke, than she'd like you now to believe, having pitched to the right. She was also a massive Remainer. She voted for Remain. She campaigned for Remain, despite subsequently pitching very much into becoming a hard Brexiteer.
I have done so much to deliver on the promises of Brexit.
She's also been one of the longest standing cabinet ministers of this government, which has been in power for 12 years. So has to own austerity and some other issues that many senior Tories would now rather we all forget.
Anything that you need to get off your chest? I can tell you, Kay, there are no skeletons in my closet. I think everything I've ever said and done is known about very publicly.
Indeed.
All right, moving on swiftly, my friend. You're going to like this one. Can I just mention, since I played that track, Hassan disappeared. Hassan, come back. Come back, Hassan.
Well, I mean, he wasn't in the chat that I'm looking at anyway, so.
Hey, TikTok. You know, it's crazy because I joke a lot about being single and, you know, I laugh it off. But I'm 46 years old. And while I'm getting ready for surgery and everything, it dawned on me. Hold on. I'm sorry. It dawned on me that I'm 46 years old and I don't have a husband to take care of me. I don't have a husband to help me get ready. I'm 46 years old and I still need my mama to take care of me post-op. I still need my sister, which whether I had a husband or not, they would be there. It sucks. Being single and 46 sucks. That's it.
All right, that's it, Banksy. Now I know that was cold. I was laughing. Right,
That's
we
it.
both know we're both men of the world that you can imagine this chick going rah, 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 at her 17 husbands that she's had since the age of God knows what. I mean, I might be wrong.
Oh, no,
but
no. She hasn't had 17 husbands. She's had 57 boyfriends. Not 17 husbands. No, 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 no. 57 boyfriends and counting. As I said, as I was saying, and I was muted, enjoy the cats. Enjoy the cats, ladies. I know they don't have opposing thumbs, so they can't help you zip up that dress. But, you know, I hope they give you the comforts that you want after you rejected and you shat on the slew of possible suitors. Because she's not a bad-looking woman. She looks perfectly nice to
she looks good for a 46-year-old.
Well, what I mean is, I'm sure she looked even better when she was 26 years old. But she shat and she thumbed her nose at all these other poor men who were potentially good men, loyal men, loving men. But they were not, you know, she was too busy riding the penis carousel at the time. So she wasn't having it. She was going to enjoy her life. She was going to have a career. Well, then enjoy the career, love. I'm sure the career will help you in your fucking surgery that's to come. I'm sure the career is going to be able to hug you. I'm sure your office desk is going to give you a nice warm hug when you're in your shits, when you're in your 60s and 70s and all alone sitting with cats just fucking roaming the hallways. So yeah, I'm sure your career is going to do all that for you. You know what your career will do? The day you can't work, they will replace you in days, and they won't even remember your name in a year. That's what that career will do, because you don't have a career. 99% of people have jobs. They don't actually have careers. You just have a job, and you gave up the most precious thing that a human and a female could possibly have in their life, which is to have the job of looking after your husband and your children. You gave that up for a job that will replace you and won't even remember your name. That's what you gave up. So good luck with that. Good luck with all those feminists who think that that giving up husbands and family are better. It's worth that job, not even a career. That job that you go to every day. If you think that you're getting a fair exchange in that, watch that woman's face. Watch that tears coming out of her eyes if you think your job is worth sacrificing your husband and kids in the future. Because this is what Jordan Peterson's been saying this whole time. And I'll be honest, even men in this day and age, I'm one of those men. I'm not married. I don't have children. But the thing is, the difference between men and women is that men can live in their solace and be satisfied and be comfortable. Men don't have that. They do have a need to reproduce, but we don't have that absolute need to have a family and die, you know, with children all around us, because we don't, you know, we can, as I said, there are so many men throughout history. First of all, most of them died in wars before they reached the age of 30. Then the rest that did, quite a lot of them could be hermits. You know how many men that are hermits, that are just loners? We can have men who are lone wolves, and they can be perfectly happy. Women find that problem. Women find that an incredibly difficult thing to deal with, to be an absolute loner, because women's nature is social, to be sociable, to be around people, to be with people. It is innate in them. So women can't do what the greatest lie that feminism ever sold women was that you are the same as men. And now women are discovering just because you wanted to be equal, that doesn't mean you're the same. You are not the same as men, and you will never be the same as men, and you will always suffer worse than men if you try to be like men. Because men can live with themselves by total solace, total loneliness, on their own. They can go out into the woods, build a fucking cabin, and live and die their entire life without meeting another person. Men can do that. Women can't. You just can't do that. That's why you're not the same as us. That's why you don't function the way we function. Stop thinking you're the same as men. You're not. You're not the same as men, and you're going to die crying into your pillow as a 60, 70-year-old woman with just cats around you. I'm sorry, but that's what it is. You should have invested your time better when you were young. You should have not pissed all over those good men who came at you. And maybe the guy will never be more than a plumber. Maybe he'll never be more than a gas man. Maybe he will never earn more than 40, 50,000 pounds a year in his entire lifetime. But he would have been there for you when you're fucking old and crippled, when you're walking around in a Zimmer frame, and he would be the shoulder for you to cry on. He'll be the rock in your storm. But you didn't want that because you constantly looked at the next best thing. You're hypergamous, selfish bitch. Now you're going to die alone. And I'll be honest, I have no sympathy for that. I have no sympathy for that whatsoever.
Okay, all right. So moving on swiftly from that. So this was a podcast done by Lotus Eaters, and I'm not going to play the podcast. I'm going to show some of the screens from there. Let's see if I can get it to the right thing. So basically, there was this CNN article. I don't know if you guys can, everybody can see it. So basically, they're showing the article was about how you can make money because 45% of women are to be single in the next few years. So in 2018, single women made up 41% of working women in that age range, which is between where's it gone, 25 to 44, and they believe that trend is going to continue. And what they said, the winners, as they call them, that they're talking about investments, that some particular sectors will benefit from this demographic shift. Apparel, so clothing, footwear, personal care, i.e. lipstick and makeup, food and luxury and electric vehicles are most likely going to get a boost from this. So I was just rather surprised from reading the article and listening to the information that these guys were sharing, and it gets worse. They shared information from Pew Research Center where as this headline reads, growing share of childless adults in US don't expect ever to have any children. And then you have the share of non-parents younger than 50 who say they are not likely to have children is more of an expanded graphic. And then there's one particular one, this one here. Having children may make you more conservative, right? So the end argument was that investors, Banksy, are looking at how they can make money. Where do they invest their cash so they can take advantage from the trend of women not having children, couples not having children, and women being more single than ever. But then they finished off the podcast by highlighting that individuals and couples who actually have children are far more likely to be conservative than those that don't. And the conclusion was that it's very likely that because people are increasingly not having children, they are not likely to be conservative, hence why everybody is becoming liberal jellyfish. A lot in that, Banksy, for you, mate. Break it down for us.
Wow, there's a lot to unpack there. The thing is, there's a lot of other things that will come along with this. This is not a single event. You're saying that this is like now investors are looking at, okay, people are not becoming conservative because they don't have children, so the liberal ideas, they kind of carry those liberal student ideas with them into adulthood, long into adulthood. But the problem with that is along with that is going to come things like societal collapse. I've been looking at societal collapse because I started to notice a lot of people are talking about this. Elon Musk started mentioning it. Everybody talks about overpopulation of the planet. That's effectively, for Western countries, that's still bullshit, because even though developing countries are having a lot of children, westernized countries like Japan is on the verge of societal collapse, because they don't have enough young people to pay the taxes to look after the old people. I think something around the 10-year mark, 10 years ago, Japan had more adult diapers, was selling more adult diapers than baby diapers. These countries in Western societies who are not going to have children, the effects are not just the fact that these people are going to grow up and not be conservative or change their political outlook. They're going to encourage societal collapse. A whole host of other problems are going to follow. So this is not a singular shitstorm that's going to hit. It's going to be so many other things that are going to come off the wake of this, off the back of this situation of women not having children, men not getting married, men checking out of marriage. I don't even discourage men to check out of marriage. I actively encourage men, do not get married to a Western woman. And if you're going to get married, don't get married to a Western woman in a Western country. Make your money in a Western country, keep your woman in an Eastern country, live over there, make money over here. That's the active MGTOW, if you like, philosophy as well. I mean, these people talk about MGTOWs as if MGTOWs don't want to get married, they don't want to have anything to do with women. No, MGTOWs don't want to have anything to do with Western women in Western legal systems. They don't want to get tangled up in that shit. When they say go your own way, is think smart, make your money here, but marry an Eastern woman in an Eastern country with their legal system that favors your situation, that doesn't give carte blanche every right under the sun to the woman. That's MGTOW for you. Not to cut out women, but to not be a simp for the modern Western woman. And so men are checking out of marriage in Western women. Women aren't getting married because they wait until their eggs are practically shriveled up and dying before they consider, I think it's time for me to get off this cock carousel and actually, settle down with a guy, which 1,000 guys have already gone by her. Not to mention, half the fucking men are becoming gay, trans, or some other trans testicle fucking freak of nature. So the ones who are not out of the pool of the straight men who are willing to get married and have children, these women are not even accepting them, and that pool is getting smaller by the day. It's insane what's happening right now. So yeah, there's a multitude of events converging in the West, and I'll be honest, the Western world is in the shit. It's in rapid decline, and it's not going to get any better. I think we peaked. The Western world peaked about the 90s, and it is on a downward trajectory ever since. The only thing that they got going for them, especially in this case of America, is military. They have the military might, which that is only being sustained not by manpower, by technology. If the technology fails them, they don't have men anymore to support them. You think the U.S. Army or the British Army, with all their feminist and fucking woke culture, you think that's not infested? You say the technology's holding them up. There was a ship that was launched by Her Majesty's Royal Navy a few weeks back, and it has two propellers, one on each side, and one of the propellers failed, and that was embarrassing in the military world. So now the ship is continuously going round in circles because only one propeller. I mean, for God's sake, this is what happens when you export all your building of and manufacturing industries to abroad,
the land of the communism. Over in the Far East, this is what you get. You can't even build yourself a ship where you used to be the number one shipbuilders in the world. Now,
literally, Britain used to rule.
Only go around in circles.
Literally, they said Britain used to rule the waves. Britain was a seafaring nation. That was their biggest strength. That's what created their empire. Was their maritime industry, and the fact that they were so powerful when it came to the ships and ruling the sea. Now they can't even build a fucking ship with two propellers working. How the mighty has fallen. What more do you... I mean, honestly, I think Queen Elizabeth, she is the last real monarch that will sit on that throne anymore. I think there will be a succession of failures from this point onwards. I think Charles is going to, if Charles doesn't destroy the monarchy during his reign and William takes over, it will be a miracle for William to save it, because I think Charles will damage the monarchy in his reign so much that it will become almost irrelevant. People no longer people already don't respect him. There are murmurs in the shadows, in the background about, okay, we'll give him a couple of months of honeymoon period to get him to find his feet, and then we'll see if he's any good. What do you mean? He's fucking king. It's not like he's not elected. You can't fucking depose him. He's king. He's not going to just find a couple of months to find his... What happens if he doesn't find his feet after a few months? What are you going to do? You're going to shit talk him? You're going to meme him on the internet? like who cares? He's king. He's going to be there until he dies. You're not going to vote him out. But what will happen is that he will ruin the monarchy so much that William will have a mountain. He will have an Everest to climb to recover from it. And that may actually cause the collapse of the monarchy. It may turn this country into a republic. I mean, that's how disastrous this could potentially be. I mean, we're talking decades away, but that's, if you can see around the corner, I can see that coming. As far as British women, your average life, if you're a British woman, invest in cat companies, invest in pet stores, because you guys are going to be the biggest customers. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, something has to change in this country. Something has to change culturally, not legally. Legally, yeah, divorce courts have to change, but culturally, and it will take a generation or two. This is a generational issue. These are not, we'll fix this tomorrow by passing some bullshit law. This is an attitude, a mindset that you have to change. So I don't know. We're in the shit.
All right, thanks, Banksy. So I want to share this video about digital currency, which is a big hang-up of mine, as you all witnessed last week. So let's play this video, and then we'll get Banksy's take on it.
Digital currency is an endgame move from our government, okay? Biden's already signed the law, putting in effect December 23rd, digital currency. This is the result that's going to happen. You're going to lose everything, all right? Nothing you own will be yours anymore. You'll lose jobs. Thousands of people will be out of work because we have no need to make money, no need to transport it, no need to nothing. No need bank tellers, nothing. You're not going to have a credit score anymore. You're going to have a social digital score, okay? Anything you want to do has to be done online. You have nothing to fall back on, no liquid assets. This is endgame. This is how they are going to circumvent our constitutional rights. They will control everything. They will tell you when you can and when you can't make purchases, what you can and what you cannot buy. Endgame. Time to stand up. Time to put an end to this bullshit. We need to unite now.
So, Banksy, your thoughts on digital currency, and could they ever make life so difficult that it becomes exactly how they said they would do it in the Bible, the book of Revelations? Would it ever get that far? Do you trust the government? Do you think a complete digital non-paper cash system is the way to go?
Not if the country centralized government is controlling the digital currency. No, I mean that's the whole point of digital currencies, is that people don't trust the governments, they don't trust the banks, so they circumvented it with digital currencies, and now they're effectively creating their own banks. Those who are savvy in crypto know that you can actually be your own bank, essentially. You don't need a centralized bank printing notes for you, doing anything for you. You can mine your own crypto, or you can purchase your own crypto and essentially set yourself up. The problem with the digital currencies that they're talking about is they're going to take away your cash and they're going to make you digital slaves. The other day, this was actually funny enough, I was thinking about this the other day. How would they get you to stop using cash? Well, the other day I was in a McDonald's. That McDonald's no longer has a till, has one till, and I don't even know if that till even accepts cash. Everything in that McDonald's was set up for credit cards only, digital money only. Credit cards are effectively digital money. You might as well, it doesn't matter if it's a piece of plastic in your hand or if it's the app on your phone. It's digital money. You're not exchanging cash anymore. Now, that's the thing. They're not going to, I think it was last week or a week before you said to me that they're going to eradicate the 50 and 20 pound notes, and we found that was not true, but they're not going to have to stop printing money, cash. How are you going to spend your cash? Where are you going to spend your cash when no place accepts your cash, where they only have credit card facilities? And eventually those credit card facilities will simply accept cryptocurrency or whatever digital currency that the government gives you. I mean, what's the difference? I mean, at this stage, really, what is the difference between your credit card and any other form of digital currency? It's just a device that tells a computer system to put these credits into this account, from this account into that account. That's all it is. That's what the credit card does. That's what digital currency is going to do. You won't even notice the difference. I mean, right now, there is actually a company called Crypto.com, I think. They will give you a card which will have your cryptocurrencies on it, like a credit card, which you can, places who accept cryptocurrencies, will then, you just, boom, use that card. Instead of worrying about, if you're not IT savvy and you don't have an app on your phone and all that jazz. But I want to remind everyone, this is what I said during the COVID lockdowns, and I'll say it again. When the Iranian government fell, when the Iranian regime, the Shah, fell, and the mullahs took over, they wanted to make every woman in Iran wear a hijab. And I remember, literally, my mum was telling me, we were all saying, it's impossible. They're not going to force the women of Iran to wear a hijab. They'll burn the city down. They'll riot. This country will go to bits if they force women into hijabs. How did they do it? They didn't ask the women, you have to wear a hijab. No, they went to the businesses and they told the business owner, if you let a woman without a hijab into this business, we will fine you millions of toman, Iranian. We'll fine you hundreds of thousands of pounds. Let's say pounds now. So what happened? Women didn't have to wear. You could not wear a hijab. Walk around the streets without a hijab. That's fine. But the minute you want to step into a shop, the shop owner is like, please, I can't. You have to wear something on your head. Otherwise, they'll fine me. That's how that's going to happen. That's what happened with. That's how it's going to happen with if they want to put other mask restrictions on you. That's what's going to happen with your digital currencies. They're not going to tell you you don't have to use cash. Oh no, have cash all day long. Where are you going to spend your cash? You're going to go to a supermarket. They want credit card. You're going to go to McDonald's. They want a credit card. You want petrol in your car. They want a credit card. Where are you going to spend? You're going to go down the veg market with the guy who's selling you, I don't know, a bowl of tomatoes. Maybe he'll take cash. That's it. The guy down the veg market, maybe down the meat market somewhere, I don't know. Maybe down Portobello Road or some shit. You go to some car boot sale, you might be able to use your cash. But 99% of places, you're going to need a digital currency, effectively credit card. So that's it. And eventually, you forget all about cash. Because you become habitualized.
Okay, before we go, I just want to share one more thing that Banksy didn't really mean what he said about women, because there's absolutely no evidence that women are naughty in the sack with anyone, as this picture confirms, where a Brazilian woman gives birth to twins from different fathers.
Each twin is from a different dad.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's amazing though, for that to actually happen. It's, what are the odds? Having twins with two different eggs with two different sperms. That is unbelievable. Fucking hell. I mean, I knew a woman, a girl myself personally, who started dating this Indian guy back where I grew up, and they were in and out of that relation. The relationship was very turmoil. They were like on and off quite a lot. Anyway, they finally decided to settle down because she got pregnant. So the guy did the honorable thing. The Indian guy, he settled down. They got a flat together, and he was going to they were going to get married. You know, they had the whole thing. The baby was born. The baby was white as sheet, as a ghost. The baby was fucking white. And I just like, the baby's white. You know that ain't your baby, right?
Where was this? Iran?
No. That was in England. But the girl was not. She was not a homely girl. Let's put it that way. I mean, Christ. One time I was out with her because we were all friends. We were all work friends and stuff. And I was giving her a lift home at the end of the night, and she got so drunk that she started, like, she was about to throw up in my car. I had to pull over sharpish, flung the passenger side door open, and then just stick her head out the fucking car so that she doesn't throw up in my fucking car. So yeah, we're talking about the kind of girl who gets very drunk and then gets laid at the behind the nightclub next to the skip. So she wasn't like the most homely girl ever. But this poor guy, was a stand-up guy. I mean, you know, I guess he was in love with her. And when she got pregnant, he really did try to do the right thing. He was going to marry her. He was going to be the stand-up guy. He was going to be a good dad and, you know, do all the right things. And the kid came out fucking white. To be honest, I think he dodged a bullet. I personally think you lucky bastard, you dodged a fucking bullet, because this girl would have cheated on you anyway down the road. You'd be lumbered with all the child support and all the other shit from the kid that she had with you, and then and your entire life would be miserable. So when the kid came out white, I was like, dude, get the fuck out of here. Run, Forrest, run.
I just want to say, those people that watched Monday's show, where Haiku came on and there was Lister as well. So if you watched it, you would know that Haiku and Lister made a pact, made a deal, made a bet, whatever you want to call it, that if one could disprove the other, then they would have to make a public apology. Now, I believe Lister has found the evidence that Haiku requested, which is Haiku saying
the name
Patsy,
of the girl.
The name, Patsy, which is one of the evidence. Now, I'm not sure exactly how Lister's going to present it. I have seen the videos, but I would much rather Lister come on and present it himself. So I'm not sure that's going to happen. But either way, I'm looking forward to an apology from somebody somewhere, whether it be at Speaker's Corner or online. So if you guys could watch this space, I'll keep in touch with the guys and see what they want to do about that. So the next show is probably going to be on Monday. I'm kind of thinking of doing a show on Monday. I may do one on Friday as well. Friday, because I'm receiving the new iPhone 14. What's up? So I've been carrying around an iPhone 6 for about a good 8 years. Now, it wasn't really a problem until recently when all the banking apps stopped working and, it just became dated. So I'm looking forward to the new phone. And then, Banksy, you and I can go into central London and see who can do the best live stream.
You think your iPhone 14 is going to save you?
Pro Max, gunshot business. So this old school Mac boy is an interesting chap. I saw a very interesting comment he made on Steve's video. Let's see if I can actually find it. Bear with me. I do believe that was a racist comment. Mac boy, let me.
What? Old school Mac boy is simping for Steve.
Oh yeah.
I see. Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. I still think Steve's a perfectly nice guy, even though you're at war with him. I'm not involved in that.
Yeah. It's okay. We wasn't asking you to officially declare your dying love for him. You can. we already know your position. And but anyway, let's share this screen and let's see what old school McCoy had to say about his hero. So here we go. So I don't know if you guys can see it. So old school McBoy said, and this is a video that Steve posted about some cows in the farm, and there's different type of cows. And old school McBoy said, "May I suggest naming the brown one Manny and the white one Jupiter?" And now that comment has been there for a number of days, and anybody that wanted to see that or delete that if you're the admin could have done so. But also, McBoy, that is a racist comment, my friend. Well, you're not my friend, but you know what I mean. That is, dude, that's a racist comment.
That's harsh.
But anyway, you are entitled to your opinion, I suppose. If you think I am a brown cow, well, moo to me. Any final thoughts from you, Banksy, before we play the outro?
Are we done? Oh my God, we're done already. Can't believe it. Yeah. God bless Queen Elizabeth II. God save the King. Charles, don't fuck this up. You got one shot at this. For the love of God, you've had like 80, 70 years of apprenticeship. Don't fuck it up. Also, don't trust your government. Peace.
Excellent. All right, guys. Thank you very much to everybody in the chat for watching, for sharing, liking, disliking. I hope you enjoyed the show, and we shall be back very, very soon. See you all later.
My tea's gone cold, I'm wondering why I got out of bed at all. My tea's gone cold, I'm wondering why I got out of bed at all. The morning rain clouds up my window, and I can't see it all. And even if I could, it'll all be great. But your picture on my wall, it reminds me that it's not so bad, it's not so bad. My tea's gone cold, I'm wondering why I got out of bed at all. The morning rain clouds up my window, and I can't see it all. And even if I could, it'll all be great. But your picture on my wall, it reminds me that it's not so bad, it's not so bad. My tea's gone cold, I'm wondering why I got out of